If you ever tuned into Channel 5 early in the morning, chances are you'd be greeted with this. This is Milkshake, their long-running morning block which is aimed at a preschool audience. The block is known for airing shows such as Paw Patrol, Fireman Sam, Noddy and the notorious Peppa Pig. But what sets them apart from similar blocks are their presenters. An energetic bunch of people indeed, who get up at 4 AM every morning to dance, read viewers' birthday cards and just generally mess about in front of the camera for 4 hours every day. Sounds like the ultimate job if you ask me. But Milkshake didn't always look like this, and the presenting lineup has changed a few times throughout the years. Back in 2005, the main presenters were Kemi Majeks, who is still with Milkshake to this very day, as well as Naomi Wilkinson and Beth Evans. The block had just rebranded and things were going well for Milkshake. However, they needed a new in-house programme. Most of the shows airing around that time were either imported from other countries, with the likes of High Five and Bear in the Big Blue House, or produced by other studios. Thankfully, they knew just who to look for ideas, and in 2006, the first series of the Milkshake Show went into production. The first episode of the Milkshake Show, entitled Early Risers, premiered on the 9th of April 2007. Each episode of the first series followed a similar format. After the opening titles, which was a retooled version of the intro used for the Milkshake block, there would be a song related to the episode's topic performed by the main presenters themselves. The main plot of each episode would then begin. The show was set in the presenter's house and featured Kemi, Beth, Naomi, as well as Hannah Williams and their pets Milky the cat and Shake the dog, who were both designed and puppeteered by Marcus Clark and Helena Smee. Series 1 ran for 20 episodes, which were divided equally into 4 themes: jobs, travel, weather and sport. After the main plot of each episode was established, Milky, Shake or one of the presenters would ask a question, which would always be followed up with footage of real kids from local primary schools answering. After a few more moments of conversation, the crew would head off into Storyland, which is situated behind the house's bookcase, and Milky or Shake would read a story while the others acted it out. Each presenter was always assigned to a specific character, and 5 types of stories would be read: Toadstool Tales, Aqua Adventures, Cowboy Capers, Stories from the Stars, or Funky Monkey Stories. After this segment, usually 2 of the presenters would appear in a quick segment called Tummy Ticklers, in which they would tell each other jokes while wearing costumes related to the episode's theme. For instance, during Travel Week, Beth would be dressed as a van and Kemi would be dressed as a rocket ship. The jokes told would also relate to the episode's theme in some way. This segment was usually repeated several times throughout an episode. The presenters would then spin the challenge clock, a round wheel-shaped device with flashing lights and pictures of their faces on it. Whoever it landed on would be sent off on a challenge and could often land on 2 or even all 3 of them. The challenges ranged from dog agility to becoming an air hostess and everything in between. After the challenge, one of the presenters would perform their signature dance routine: Kemi's Wiggly Woo, Beth's Handshake, Naomi's Silly O'Clock Rock or the Milkshake Shake. Usually the others would join in and sometimes even Shake and Milky would too. Afterwards, The Little Lodgers, a stop-motion animated segment would play. This segment was originally produced as a separate series but ended up being incorporated into the Milkshake Show as well, and centres around animated versions of the presenters living their daily lives. Usually something would go wrong and they'd end up deciding it to do tomorrow. Unlike the live action segments, Hannah played a much larger role and had equal billing to the main 3. Milky and Shake would usually head out into the magic garden afterwards, where Hannah would be waiting to either teach them a magic trick or just generally chat to them for a bit. Milky, Shake or Hannah would then ask the viewers the same question from before, which resulted in more answers.
It's time for the sensational quiz. So, please put your hands together for our blindfolded contestants.
The sensational quiz is undoubtedly my favourite part of the show. A quiz show hosted by Milky, which put the presenters' senses to the test. Kemi, Beth and Naomi had to find out what was in the boxes using only their sense of taste, smell and touch. This was followed up by a quick fire round, now see here, where they had to quickly identify a sound or picture as quickly as possible. The winner would become Cat Queen for a day, and the two losers would go home with a mug with Milky's face on it. Back in the house, at this point the problem addressed in the episode would be resolved, and the presenters would perform one of 4 songs: Milkshake Party, The Brekkie Bop, Look at Me or Smile. These songs were released on the Milkshake album a year before the show came out when it was still in production. Finally, everyone would sign off while the credits rolled. Most of the presenters actually worked on the series, with Kemi writing most of the songs and Naomi producing the show itself. Beth, Hannah and Kemi were also production assistants on the show, and even Milky and Shake's puppeteers Marcus and Helena were involved. It really was a team effort. The Milkshake show was a decent success and allowed for the block's already established presenters to get more involved with the viewers and showcase their talents instead of just sitting there introducing the shows. Immediately after the first series, the team at Channel 5 decided to greenlight Series 2, which premiered in 2009, but with a few slight changes made to the format. For a start, Milkshake regulars Moran and Jen Pringle were added to the main presenting lineup, and existing segments such as the sensational quiz were modified to accommodate them. Unlike the first series, there is no coherent theme throughout the episodes to allow for more diverse storyline. Hannah's segment was also removed, and though she never appeared in any of the episodes herself, she still worked behind the scenes and appeared in the Little Lodgers segments. Aside from the 20 episode-specific songs, as well as the presenters' signature dances including the new additions Jen's Jolly Body Jig and Derek's Counting Song, 5 additional songs were written for the end of the episodes, including the Silly Song, Shake Your Body, I Am On My Way Up, Yes We Knew You Could Do It, and Milkshake Rocks. Like in the first series, these songs, alongside a few others, were also released on CD with the 2009 album Milkshake Rocks. Personally, this is my favourite season of the Milkshake show. Derek and Jen work fantastically with Kemi, Beth and Naomi, and the new songs are in some cases even better. Around this time, Milkshake were experimenting with more spin-offs, including the nursery rhyme focused Milkshake Music Box, dance-based Milkshake Bop Box, and even a Little Lodgers spin-off, the Milky and Shake Show, which even had Marcus and Helena returning to voice the cat and dog. Also around this time, Milkshake Monkey, a primate who was also puppeteered by Helena Smee, was introduced. Monkey would later become the block's official mascot. On December 21st, 2009, the Milkshake Show Christmas special aired. Unlike other episodes, this special was filmed in both the Milkshake House studio and at a children's hospital in Mansfield, and featured a mix of traditional carols and brand new tunes. This episode also contained an interesting animated segment, which featured the presenters as children putting on a nativity play, even though they were still voiced by their adult selves. This special was even nominated for a BAFTA in 2010, but lost to Bookaboo, another show Marcus Clark was involved with as a puppeteer. Sadly, in the early 2010s, Naomi and Beth left Milkshake to pursue new opportunities, leaving Kemi, Derek and Jen in charge of the Milkshake House. In 2011, a third series of the Milkshake show began airing, along with some extreme changes made to the format. Most of the segments were removed, with the only ones remaining being the Q&A segments, the Little Lodgers, Storyland, and of course, the songs. Unlike other series of the Milkshake show, which had 20 episodes each, this series only had 10, and each one was themed after a specific topic, such as hobbies or DIY. New segments introduced included Meet a Milkshaker, which replaced the challenge segment, where one of the presenters would meet some viewers and ask them about the episode's topic, as well as Professor Chaos, a mad scientist played by Kemi, giving a random fact. Other minor changes were also made, such as the Cowboy Caper stories being replaced with Farmyard Fables, and every dance routine in Series 3 being the Sunny Shake. Look, I like the Sunny Shake and everything, but where's the variety? Overall, this series of the Milkshake Show wasn't as good as the previous two, despite some fantastic songs such as Let's Get Outside, Perfect, Mind Your Manners, My Best Friend and Put a Smile On, and just generally didn't feel as enjoyable to watch, even as a kid. Unfortunately, this was also the only series of the Milkshake Show to get a DVD release. In 2012, Abbey Home Media released a Milkshake Show DVD which contains 7 out of the 10 episodes. Around the same time, another CD was released, Milkshake Movers and Shakers, which unlike the previous 2 albums, exclusively contains songs performed by the presenters, from all 3 series as well as Box Box and Music Box. Sadly, the show started airing less and less on Milkshake, with the last airing of Series 1 taking place in 2012 and the last airing of Series 3 taking place in 2016, a year before the current Milkshake rebrand, and the show has also been taken off My 5, Channel 5's on-demand service, but it is still available on Sky. Unlike other Milkshake in-house series, the show hasn't been uploaded on the Milkshake YouTube channel or their subscription service, More Milkshake, either. And I know what you're probably thinking. What are the presenters doing now? Well, thankfully Kemi, Jen and Derek are still together presenting Milkshake. Beth has become a production and social media manager. Naomi has moved on to CBBC, where she presents a variety of shows such as Naomi's Nightmares of Nature and Marrying Mom and Dad. I even met her back in 2018. Even though the Milkshake Show hasn't had a new series since 2011, and the block itself has changed a lot since then, as well as airing acquisitions from the likes of Nick Jr., they are still producing new shows themselves, including recent short-form editions, Milkshake Bopping About and Milkshake Monkey's Amazing Adventures. And their newer presenters, Amy, Olivia, Sita, David, Nathan and Kira, have all had their turn in the spotlight too with the creation of the Milkshake YouTube channel. Even the Milkshake Live show, which is currently touring, has a few classic songs in it, including Yes We Knew You Could Do It from Series 2. So Milkshake hasn't entirely forgotten about the Milkshake Show. So, there you have it. An interesting look at the history of this underappreciated Milkshake series. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to like it, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can be notified when I come out with some juicy new content, and I'll see you in the next video.